Verb. 1. To take up and, for example, transfer in a spoon. 2. To propel, a ball, by a weak lifting stroke. 3. Verb, slang. To show affection or love, especially in an open, sentimental manner. Though it seems that sleeping, napping, and sex have received all the good press lately for in-the-bed activities, here's another one of life's simple pleasures two can pursue in this venue. Spooning. What is spooning, you may wonder? Spooning is two bodies curling around each other, fitting perfectly into each other's nooks and other comfortable places. What's a nook? For those of you who've never encountered this word in the context of spooning, we think you're gonna love it. Picture your partner's body in flannel pajamas. Now, think of all the warm, comfortable places you'd like to nestle into, the place you'd like to rest your weary head at the end of a long day. The technical term for this comfy place is a nook. We challenge you to use this word in a sentence within the next 24 hours. The embodiment of the power of touch, the spoon provides a physical and emotional connection unlike any other. It's magical in its own sort of way. Spooning is about limbs and torsos and necks somehow miraculously fitting together in a manner so comfortable that one is compelled to doze, dream, and smile. But how does the spoon work, you ask? Well, it's really not that complicated. Spooning simply is about lying down next to someone and wrapping your arms around this other person. In essence, it's a horizontal hug. If you're still having trouble picturing this, ask a friend with a reputation as a spooner. Mission statement. This audiobook has a mission. 1. To introduce those of you who've never spooned to the miracle of spooning. 2. To help those of you who do spoon take your spooning to a higher level. Consider us your spooning coaches, who'll help you move from the AAA ball club of spooning to the major leagues. 3. To convince those of you who've grudgingly experienced spooning but are skeptical of why one would willingly choose to participate in such an activity, to give it one more try. 4. To help prevent needless spooning injuries and to answer the tough questions about spooning that may be holding some back. Where do you put the extra arm? What about the dangers of overheating? What if the butts don't line up just right? How do you protect yourself from deadly hair suffocation? 5. To make spooning a household word. Naturally. Why we spoon? Why spoon, you may ask? Why not draw an invisible line down the bed and bid a fond farewell as you doze off? The answer is simple. Spooning is one of the most intimate, warm, and fun activities that two people can share. The feeling of two bodies cocooning around each other is truly one of life's simple pleasures. Also, spooning is about survival. In the middle of winter, a good spoon may be all that stands between you and a nasty case of frostbite. Skin hunger. Spooning addresses a basic human need. Skin hunger. What is skin hunger, you ask? You won't find this term in the dictionary. Not yet. We're working on it. Skin hunger is that feeling you get when you simply haven't been touched enough lately. Let's face it. During the day, people cruise by your desk or wherever you spend your time and offer nothing but the most casual contact, an email, a fax, or, if you're really lucky, a handshake. The evening comes and your pores are hungry. You need some TLC. We have a hypothesis. We believe that there is a direct correlation between skin hunger and a subsequent lack of spooning and crabbiness. We want to research this, but we're having a hard time finding people willing to spoon with scientifically selected strangers in a clinical trial. Let's take pets, for example. They can't talk, but they definitely get their point across. You're sitting in a chair, dozing off, and they come right on up, land in your lap, and lick your face. They are having skin hunger, or fur hunger, as the case may be, and they are not afraid to ask for help. Humans have the same need for affection, but don't have a socially acceptable way to say, "Hey, touch me." Just imagine your partner's chagrin when he finds you inching onto his lap and purring against his shoulder in a crowded restaurant. Spooning is the answer to this social dilemma. And, like our furry friends, you don't even need to speak. Just discreetly roll into an available nook, make sure the nook you choose is socially correct per your surroundings, and your skin hunger will be cured in an instant. As you become bolder and more comfortable with your identity as a spooner, you won't be embarrassed to say, "I need the nook." A crowded restaurant still may not be the place for this show of affection, unless the maitre d' asks, "Spooning or non-spooning?" as he escorts you to your table. The preparation. Making yourself spoon-ready. Quote, "For all the advantages of sleeping next to another person, it's not always easy to figure out where everything goes." Unquote. Actor and comedian Paul Reiser. Let's begin by saying that we don't want you to think of spooning as yet another thing on your to-do list, somewhere between learn to play the guitar and clean out the closets. Spooning isn't a new skill to acquire. Rather, it's something you have in you, like a dormant gene that needs to be awakened. In fact, almost, some of the world's top scientists are racing to find the spooning gene. We'll keep you posted. Until then, continue on. Will spooning ever be an Olympic sport? It has all the makings of an international following, varying degrees of difficulty, emphasis on technique, and it's accessible to everyone. The uniforms could even be red, white, and blue flannel pajamas, feet optional, for the U.S. athletes. The answer so far? We don't know. But send your petitions to the U.S. Olympic Committee and start training. Spooning is a Zen thing. No, really, you'll see. Your mind, body, and soul become totally absorbed in one thing, the spoon. The act of spooning engages all 5 senses, or 6 if you're that lucky. Smell the herbal essence of your partner's shampoo. Enjoy the feeling of your partner's breathing. Struggle to reach that itch without disturbing your partner's sleep. You'll find there are many small pleasures you never noticed before you converted to spooning. Not to get too wild kingdom here, but spooning is kind of like the whole caterpillar in a cocoon thing. Do you think a soon-to-be butterfly is thinking of anything else, laundry, board meetings, etc., when she's in the cocoon? Not a chance. We've polled several cocooned caterpillars on this very question. A good spoon cocoons you around your loved one so that you both emerge the next day better and brighter than before. Back to the basics. Having said this, there are still rules to review and ideas to impart. Think of the ideas in this audiobook as wisdom that has been passed down for generations, like an old recipe, not an ultra-modern philosophy that has anything to do with web pages or business lunches. Spooning is a part of getting back to basics, the simple pleasures in life. You know, the whole Zen simplify your life thing. How to relax. Spooning is completely ineffective and virtually impossible, not to mention dangerous, if both the spooner and the spoonee are tense. Therefore, throughout the audiobook, we'll provide you with relaxation techniques that promote safe and effective spooning.